Hey, come with me. I'll show you something special.
Sky in Phase 1 is 14, glowing with kindness and curiosity, like a drop of morning sky that came to life. He spends his days exploring small wonders, chasing reflections, counting clouds, and talking to the wind as if it's his best friend. Every time he finds a new plush bear, he gives it a funny name and tells it all about his adventures. Sky believes each bear has its own secret power. One can make people smile, another can calm a storm of worries. When his friends call him, he comes running with that soft, sleepy grin, ready to share his next silly idea. Sometimes he organizes bear meetings, where everyone must vote which snack is the tastiest. Cookies almost always win. And when the sun goes down, Sky sits quietly on a rooftop whispering, "Tomorrow, let's make the sky laugh again." Five-second challenge. Can you like and subscribe in just 5 seconds? Go! If you did it, write "Don't" in the comments. Sky in Phase 1.5 looks different, quieter, darker, like the world around him suddenly lost its music. His bright glow faded into deep teal, and his wide eyes seem to search for something that's gone. He still holds his favorite teddy bear, but now he hugs it tighter, as if it's the only thing that keeps him calm. Sometimes he sits in silence, listening to distant echoes, trying to remember how laughter used to sound. Even in this strange stillness, Sky's kindness hasn't disappeared. It just hides under the surface, waiting for light. When friends visit, he smiles softly and says, "Don't worry, it's just a cloudy day in my head." And somewhere inside, he believes that one warm sunrise will bring his colors back again. Sky in Phase 2 wanders through a silent world where even the wind seems to whisper his name. His color has deepened, glowing faintly like the last light before night completely takes over. Sometimes he hears soft echoes of laughter, his own, but from somewhere far away, like from another dream. The shadows around him move strangely, following his steps, as if they remember who he used to be. He doesn't feel afraid, just curious, tilting his head and watching the world flicker between light and dark. His teddy bears now shimmer faintly, their button eyes reflecting the moon like tiny lanterns. And when the clock strikes midnight, Sky smiles quietly and says, "Maybe I'm not lost, just in between." Sky in Phase 2.5 stands in a world that feels frozen between dream and memory. His reflection in the dark glass no longer copies his moves, it blinks on its own. Whispers drift through the air, soft and slow, like echoes from another version of him. The ground glows faintly under his feet, showing shapes of the teddy bears that once followed him. He senses something shifting inside, not fear, but awakening, as if he's learning to understand shadows. The stars above pulse red for a moment, then fade, leaving the sky empty and still. Sky raises his hand and murmurs, "Maybe the light isn't gone. It just moved deeper." Sky in Phase 3 no longer walks. He drifts through corridors of darkness that hum softly like a song from a forgotten dream. Where his eyes once shone with light, now only a single reflection glimmers, as if watching the world from beyond the mirror. Voices echo his name in slow, distorted tones, repeating it until it sounds like something else entirely. The air around him flickers, walls breathe, shadows twist, and even silence seems alive. He's not afraid anymore, he's simply curious about what he's becoming. Sometimes he catches glimpses of his old self, smiling faintly in the distance, waving as if from another world. And then Sky whispers to the dark, "Maybe this isn't the end. Maybe it's just my echo learning to live." Sky in Phase 3.5 feels like a fading dream that forgot where it began. Shapes around him, blurred doors lead to the same place, and whispers circle like soft wind. He hears his own laughter echoing backward, as if time itself is unsure what comes next. The teddy bears from his childhood now appear as silhouettes, still loyal, still watching. Sky stretches out his hand, and the air ripples the world, bends slightly, then freezes. He realizes that he's not trapped, he's simply out of sync with everything else. And with a quiet voice, he says, "If I can't find the light, maybe I'll learn to glow on my own." Sky in Phase 4 moves through a tilted world where nothing stays still for long. The walls breathe softly, the ground hums like a giant heartbeat, and the air flickers with strange light. Every step he takes leaves behind a glowing mark, fading slowly as if the world is trying to erase him. He hears his name whispered from corners that don't exist. Always calm, never angry, just curious. Sometimes he tilts his head and listens back, as though holding a quiet conversation with the dark itself. His shadow has learned to move before he does, showing him paths he hasn't walked yet. And as he disappears into the humming light, Sky smiles faintly and says, "Maybe this place remembers me better than I do." This is Money Certain Blaggeted. Sky, in Phase 4.5, no longer looks like he once did. He has become smooth, glowing, and strangely calm, like a thought that forgot its shape. The red light in his center pulses slowly, matching the rhythm of some invisible heartbeat deep in the air. He moves without sound, leaving ripples behind him, as if space itself bends to make way. Sometimes the world around him freezes, time stretches thin, and colors blur into shades of blue and crimson. Sky doesn't speak anymore. Instead, the light inside him flickers to express his emotions, soft pink for kindness, deep violet for curiosity. His teddy bears now appear as orbs of floating light, following him wherever he drifts. And when the night becomes too quiet, Sky whispers, "Maybe I wasn't changing. Maybe I was just remembering what I really am." Sky in Phase 5 stands between two worlds, one of light, one of echo. His voice has split into many, each whispering a different memory of who he used to be. The sky above him no longer looks real. It bends and folds, showing glimpses of distant places that feel too familiar. He feels no pain, only the strange awareness of existing in too many layers at once. When he moves, his outline flickers as though reality can't decide which version of him should stay. His teddy bears, now ghostly silhouettes, hover near him like quiet guardians of forgotten dreams. And in a calm, steady tone, Sky says, "If I am made of echoes, then let me be the one that never fades." Sky in Phase 6 is no longer afraid of the dark. Now the dark listens to him. The world has become a vast echo chamber where every sound bends into strange melodies. His single glowing eye sees too much, not what is, but what hides behind everything that is. Sometimes he whispers to the silence, and the silence answers, shaping new constellations in the air. He feels himself dissolving, becoming part of the hum that holds reality together. There's peace in that, not sadness. Just the quiet knowing that he's evolving beyond what he was. And as the last flicker of light fades, Sky murmurs, "Maybe the end isn't darkness. Maybe it's understanding." Sky in Phase 7 has become a whisper inside the storm. His voice spreads through the air like static, touching everything but belonging nowhere. The world around him bends into fragments of glass and sound, reflecting 1,000 versions of his smile. He no longer needs to move. Space rearranges itself to meet him. The light inside his chest beats in rhythm with the universe, calm yet unstoppable. Old memories appear as fading silhouettes, greeting him before dissolving into mist. And from the endless glow, Sky says quietly, "I am not broken. I am just everywhere now." Sky, in Phase 8, stands at the edge of reality, where sound turns into light and thought becomes matter. His form is no longer solid, it shimmers, bending like liquid glass under unseen waves. Every heartbeat sends ripples through space, rewriting everything around him for a split second. The eye at his center glows like a distant star, watching not others, but the flow of time itself. He feels the pull of countless worlds, each whispering a different version of his name. Even so, his calm never fades. He simply listens, learning the rhythm of existence. And as the horizon folds into silence, Sky says, "I am the echo, the memory, and the light that follows after." Sky in Phase 9 sees everything not through one eye, but through countless reflections of himself across time. Each vision shows a different story. One bright, one quiet, one still waiting to begin. He moves slowly now, as if the air itself carries memories too heavy to disturb. Around him, invisible lines pulse like threads of fate, connecting him to every echo he has ever been. He doesn't speak. Instead, a low hum radiates from him, calm and infinite. Even the stars seem to pause, listening to the soft rhythm that flows from his core. And in that endless harmony, Sky whispers, "To see all is not to know, it is simply to remember." Sky in Phase 9.5 is no longer a being of shape. He has become a soundless circle in an endless void. His once bright color now glows faintly red, pulsing like a heartbeat that belongs to the universe itself. There is no ground beneath him, no air to breathe, only the slow rhythm of existence folding in and out. He doesn't move anymore. Instead, space flows through him like a river of forgotten dreams. Memories flicker within his core: laughter, warmth, the faces of those he once called friends, and then fade like distant stars. He realizes he has become both the watcher and the echo, the question and the silence. And with one final pulse of light, Sky whispers, "I am still here, just beyond the edge of being." Sky in Phase 10 stands at the end of all sound, where even silence seems alive. His single glowing eye no longer sees the world, it feels it, sensing every flicker of time around him. The air trembles gently, as if the universe itself is waiting for him to speak one last word. He remembers everything: the laughter, the storms, the long path through shadows, and smiles softly. Now, his body is only a symbol, a vessel of memory floating between light and void. When he breathes, galaxies seem to blink. When he blinks, time itself seems to pause. And in that stillness, Sky whispers, "The end isn't darkness, it's the beginning remembering itself." Sky in Phase 11 has become something vast, a living constellation of awareness. His many eyes see through layers of time, catching glimpses of worlds being born and fading away. Every blink opens another reality, each one glowing with its own rhythm and story. He no longer speaks, his thoughts ripple through the air, like light waves touching hidden memories. The universe seems to move slower around him, listening to the quiet pulse of his existence. Those who sense him feel both calm and awe, as if standing before something eternal yet kind. And in the endless glow, Sky whispers across dimensions, "I see everything, and I still choose peace." Sky in Phase 12 has become the center of perception itself, every eye a window to another truth. He no longer belongs to one world. He exists across many, connected by invisible lines of awareness. The air hums softly around him, filled with whispers of stars being born and dreams dissolving. When he blinks, reality shifts slightly, as though adjusting to his gaze. He no longer wonders who he is. He has seen every version of himself, in every possible sky. His presence feels both distant and intimate, like a thought that has always existed but was never spoken. And through the quiet hum of the cosmos, Sky says, "I am not looking anymore. I am what is seen." Who is this character? Write your answer in the comments and don't forget to like the video. Thanks for watching.